Gravis Vasquez, when you look at this guy, I mean, I covered him when he was at Maryland playing in the ACC, and you could tell that he just has a great basketball IQ.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, he doesn't have the greatest speed in the world, but he makes up for that with desire and determination and heart. And you know, you have to love his size as a point guard, 6'6". You know, Chris Paul, probably the greatest point guard in the NBA, 6 feet. You know, for 5 years here in New Orleans, that was at times a disadvantage. You've got a 6'6" point guard now who's not afraid to take chances, perhaps sometimes to the detriment of his turnover ratio, but he's a tough defender, and he's a gritty player, and you really have to like the fact that he's eager, you know, to get better every day.
And what you want from a point guard, you know, from your Jason Kidds, you can, you know, name the best of them. You want those guys to make the other guys better around them, and I think we're seeing that with Gravis.
And you want him to be a leader, and I think Gravis Vasquez has you know, slowly blossomed into the kind of leader that he can be. He relishes that role. He does not like to be the go-to guy. He said repeatedly over the last week that he's not the closer. He's happy that Eric Gordon is back to be the closer. But if you look at the fourth quarter he had against the Dallas Mavericks last week in Dallas, you know, he was just unconscious. Everything he was throwing was going in, and that kind of mentality just, you know, breeds the confidence of the players around him.
And it breeds confidence from Monty Williams also, because Monty has said this before, that he is harder on Gravis Vasquez than he is on anybody on the team. But he can take it. The young man can take it.
He can, and because he accepts the coaching. You know, he's not averse to that. He understands that whatever Monty's telling him and whatever Fred Vincent, who works very closely with the guards, is telling him is aimed at making him better. And he's taken this advice to heart, and he works hard every day. He's one of the last guys out of the gym at practice, doing PD, player development work as Monty calls it, you know, watching the game cut-ups on the laptops with Fred Vincent. And you know, he wants to get better, and he wanted this chance to be the leader of a team and to be a starting point guard in the NBA, and the Hornets are giving him that chance.
Well, and he was a terrific player at Memphis, but he's a much different player now that he's in New Orleans. How do you see his growth and his development and the changes that he's made in this amount of time?
Well, now we're seeing more that all the players are becoming accustomed to what Gravis can do, where he's going to pass him the ball. They're more aware now at this point in the season than they were at the beginning of the season, which I think accounts for a lot of the turnovers that Gravis was collecting in the first part of the season. This was a new unit that was coming together, hadn't played very much. Now they've got almost a full half season under their belts. At the last week with a full, healthy lineup for the first time, and they know Gravis's tendencies, and Gravis also knows where they like to get the ball and where they're set up for success.
And you know, and you look back on the whole debacle with, you know, the lockout last year and the whole Chris Paul situation. He's been that kind of steady guy. He's been that one steadying force that's been on the floor for Monty that whole time.
Right. Well, he came in right after the beginning of the season in the deal that sent Jared Bayless to Memphis and brought Gravis here. And ideally, at that time, he was thought to be the backup to Jarrett Jack. Jarrett Jack missed 20-odd games last year with injuries. Gravis got a chance to start, I believe, 21 games. Got him that experience, and Gravis also had the playoff experience with the Grizzlies when he was a rookie. So, you know, he wasn't an untested player when he got here, but he was not the player who had logged the amount of minutes that he has so far this year. And obviously, he's working to improve himself, and that playing time is, you know, helping him out. Really, on the court, we're seeing almost double his averages in scoring, assists, and rebounds over his career total. So. It's been a great season so far for him.
It's going to be fun to watch. Watch them all develop. Jimmy Smith, thank you so much for
Fred.
coming by.
My pleasure.
Let's do it again soon.
You bet.
All right.